Hello, my friends. We are live for episode 6 of, let me just mute that. Episode 6 of Backstage Pass. I haven't done one this year. Been a bit slack. Can't believe it's February and I haven't done a live stream. So I was talking to my buddy this morning and I thought it's about time. I've been meaning to do it, but stuff gets in the way. Okay. Now, I haven't advertised this one. I tend not to at the moment just because I'm kind of doing the live streams as and when I kind of feel like them rather than do you know what happens with live streams? If I advertise them, then when it comes round to it, I kind of really don't feel like doing it. So I'd rather do live streams when I really feel like it. But unfortunately, the downside is that obviously people don't get to know about it so much. So at some point in the future, I will advertise these a bit better. But they do also all go. They also all go on the channel, so you can watch them later too. But if you're watching live, then feel free to join in on the chat window just there. Any questions at all? Anything at all about producer life, plugins, recording, what you're doing, questions, anything at all you want to chip in on stuff that I'm talking about, which I'm going to be covering today. That's what the chat's there for. So please do hop in. There's going to be a bit of obligatory AI chat today. There's going to be Fuse Audio Lab plugins. There'll be a chat about Scuffum amps as well. And I've got a question for you when you're watching this, whether you're watching it live or afterwards, about plugin licenses. Should you have to pay for them afterwards? I'll tell you about that in a bit. I think Waves kind of attempted to do that a few years back and it didn't go down too well. But yeah, I'll tell you my story in a bit. A little bit more about what I'm doing as well, which is making an album. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. Today, what I've been doing is sorting out this space. It feels like every time I do a live stream, I talk about sorting out this space. But I'm doing yet more sorting out why is it when you move house? Why is it 8 months later? I still feel like I've just moved in, still sorting things out. Going to be talking about Harley Benton guitars, about the kit guitars a little bit more about a video which I did featuring those. And I'm also talking about Rhodes incredible plugins, incredible sounding plugins. They've got 3 plugins available, and I've been checking them out with the guys over from Rhodes, and been having so much fun with it. So I want to tell you a bit more about that, and included in all that Bandcamp stuff and AI stuff and all that bundle of stuff. I'll talk about that a bit later on in the video. I'll also be talking about native instruments as well, and Isotope and everything that's bundled in that, and how they're in is it insolvency is the word? Things aren't going well financially. So hopefully not the start of things to come for our industry as we sort of wade blindly through whatever road AI is going to take us. So talking about all that stuff today, I'm just gonna have a cough. In between all that stuff I'm talking about, again, if there's something that you want to take me off topic, feel completely free. Or chip in on the chat window as well. I'll try to drink my coffee without coughing. Hang on. Professional wouldn't cough down the mic, would they? Let's talk about Fuse Audio Labs. They reached out to me a while back, and I've been checking out some of their plugins, which sound really, really good. I've heard of them, but never really checked their stuff out. And the one I've been loving is their F59 amp sim. It's a Fender amp sim, and it sounds great. Really like it. And I've been finding out more about it as well since I upgraded my Mac from a 2015 Intel iMac that was running Monterey, and had Scuffum amps on there. A license for Scuffum amps, which I've had since quite a long time, 2015, so around the time of the birth of the Mac. And so 11 years, the license, but the license didn't cover the new M chip stuff, so I had to pay, or was asked to pay, another £30 for the license. That's what I want to ask you. Do you think we should have to pay for like a license renewal? I'm not talking about new licenses, but talking about a license renewal. So if you've had a uh, license for your plugin that you love, and you, let's say, had it for 10 years, but you've updated your system and now your plugin isn't compatible, should you have to pay for the extra work that the developer has to do to make it compatible, or should that be included in your license from the get-go? I kind of know how I feel, because I kind of felt a bit like, oh, what? I've got to pay um, another £30 for something I've already paid for. I get that it takes the developer some work, but like, you're just simply paying for the same thing. They tend to try and bundle things in like, hey, you're going to get this extra, I don't know, amp or something, a bit of a softener. But really, should we have to pay for things that we've already paid for? I guess this is the kind of tech world. Um, and I understand hardware has to be kind of upkept and sometimes fixed. I don't know. I'm asking you, if you're watching this live stream right now, if you're watching it afterwards on my channel, it's not live, it's a unlive stream. Let me know in the comments. Do you think that's fair, or do you think it's not fair? I mean, if you were buying Scuffum amps today, I think it's still going to cost you about 150 quid. So he's not asking me to pay 150 quid, but a nominal fee to have the upgraded software. Let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, I didn't pay because I kind of fancied moving on from Scuffum. I've used it. It sounds great, Scuffum amps. It really does. But I'm on a bit of a quest for my guitar sound. I think I know the answer, in that I think I really need to get myself a proper guitar amp, and then go through like cabinet sims and stuff. But I'm on a bit of a quest still with plugins, because they're very, very convenient. And the Fuse Audio Lab, I think it's called F59, sounds really, really good. So well worth checking out. And they also do, I think it's called Dozer. There's a plugin which you can have fuzz and overdrive combined, and that, along with the amp, sounds brilliant. And I was impressed with their tape plugin too. So it's well worth checking out Fuse Audio Labs. I'm sure I'll be doing some more videos on their stuff this year. Let's move on to. I'm going to talk about the Rhodes plugins as well. Whilst we're talking about plugins, yeah, Rhodes approached me a few weeks back and said, "Do you want to check out our Rhodes plugins?" I wasn't aware of that. Obviously, I'm aware of Rhodes. I'm aware of Rhodes electric pianos, but I wasn't aware that they actually had their own software as well. Checked it out in terms of reviews, and it's really highly regarded. And I've got a few electric pianos, like most have, but they're fine. But they're not particularly like inspirational sounds. They don't get me that excited. They kind of would do the job in a mix. Now this, however, the Rhodes stuff is out of the park. It is seriously heavy. I think the main flagship Rhodes plugin is something like, I was going to say it's 8 GB, but I think it might even be bigger than that. It might be something like, I'll have to, you'll see when I do the video. Maybe it's even like 16 or something. I can't quite remember. Been doing loads of installing and sorting out, as you can imagine, moving from iMac to this Mac Mini, which has been fun. But it's a great sounding plugin. I've got it running now. It didn't like, I don't think, Monterey very much. It felt a bit buggy and a bit, it slowed down Studio One. Although they say it'll work from Big Sur upwards, but running on the M chip, it's night and day. It just runs great. But it's an absolute joy to play. It's why I've got my full-size stage piano up here weighted with weighted keys, because it is such an expressive sounding plugin. Never owned a Rhodes. They are crazy expensive, something like, I don't know, 15 grand or something if you want to buy a Rhodes yourself. So having this setup, which is a Thomann kind of own brand stage piano with the Rhodes plugin, it's a really lovely setup. It's one of them plugins that when you just start playing, it's songs start coming out and you just start playing lines. And I love they've got Rhodes have put in a lot of presets that have the names of the songs that sounds come from, because it's such a sound that's synonymous with hits. There's loads of Stevie Wonder tracks in there and kind of 10cc stuff, and you kind of get access to that sound, and that's a great starting point. It just gets your kind of juices going, and it really is an excellent plugin, quite on the pricey side. And there's three. The flagship one's really pricey, the Rhodes electric piano, but there's one that's like through the history of Rhodes. I think it's called Ancestry or something, and you get three different Rhodes pianos and a whole bunch of presets. And for me, that's the sort of plugin that I would prefer rather than the big pro version where you've got lots of fiddling and stuff potentially. I kind of like the one where it's got lots of really cool presets, but they all sound great. The Ancestry one, I can't remember what that's called either. But it's a little bit cheaper, and it sounds, like I say, it sounds absolutely knockout. You'll see I'll probably do a video on it this week because I'm recording a song at the moment which was written on a Rhodes style electric piano. So it's come along at the right time. It's been very serendipitous, fortunate that Rhodes contacted me. So I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna leap on that one. That's exactly the sound I want for this track." So very cool. Yeah, I'll be putting some content up for that this week. I'm going to move on to Harley Benton guitars and their kit guitars. I featured that in a video a couple of weeks ago, and those kit guitars are brilliant. I haven't got. There it is. It's there. I've got to work out. It's what way do I have to point? That's weird. I've got to. Okay. Literally can't work that out. It's there. That anyway. That orange one. Let me move the mic a bit. Just there is my kit telly. So I think somewhere about 80 quid for that Telecaster, which is just crazy. Of course, you've got to build it, but that's kind of the fun. I loved making that telly, and I'd love to get involved with that again if they're going to do it this year. They do a hollow body like a ES335, which would be really cool. I used to have a Casino and I miss it a lot. Love the sound, that woody sound of those. So, yeah, their kit guitars are brilliant. And the thing about those kit guitars is, I don't know whether it's this one or whether it's just all of them. I mean, a lot of people say they're really good, is they play really, really well. That's a really nice guitar. You know, I've got tens on it at the moment, strings, and it's just the guitar I come in and pick up and play out of my others. So yeah, cool guitar. I like that it's really lightweight as well, super easy on your back. Just really playable guitars. Like if you're looking for a cheap guitar and or a fun project, 80 quid will get you there. I mean, they're paid for, fully made guitars are brilliant as well. They must have made a massive dent in stuff like Squire, and the cheaper Gibsons and Epiphone range and stuff like that, which I never really got on with the Epiphone range that well. Let me know. Do you have a Harley Benton guitar? Anyone that plays a bit of guitar has probably got a Harley Benton guitar these days. But they're brilliant as well for the studio, because for not much money, you can have a Telly and a Strat, Gibson, maybe a hollow body, you know, Les Paul. And you could get that whole collection probably for around under 500 quid. And access to all the sounds you could ever need in the studio. Very, very cool indeed. A little bit about this channel this year. And this comes off the back of a bit of AI as well. I really don't want to go on and on about AI too much in this video. There's so much content about music and AI around. I don't want to fill this live stream up with that. But yeah, it's actually pushed me in a positive direction with all the AI content that's going around, and things like the Suno and all of that that's going on. Someone commented quite correctly, I think, on one of the videos I did recently, and just said, look, at the end of the day, things like Suno and song generation isn't really for musicians, is it? Because we're off, you know, making our music. We're not gonna want to I don't know, go off on some vanity project with AI. But and quite rightly, I get that, but I think the issue at the moment with it is that it's just clogging up everything. It's clogging up YouTube, and it's a real serious problem. It's clogging up a lot of the online stores, and that's why Bandcamp have made that stand, which I think is fantastic. That they came out pretty early out of the blocks and said, "Look, we don't want fully AI generated songs on our channel." Bandcamp have always been, it's felt like they've always had the songwriters back and the musicians back, and it was the correct move to make. And I think they're kind of taking the stance that most people, when they've commented on videos I've done, have said the same as I feel is like some stuff's cool, but in terms of making music, there's some areas where AI can be really handy. Um, AI assisted plugins, things like that. But when it comes to generating just the whole thing and hundreds of them and then flooding a platform with it, it's just like that's just not really cool, is it? And we shouldn't it shouldn't feature in the same either on the same platform, or it should be incredibly clearly labeled. And it does seem from the early sort of stats that I was looking at that not many people are going on a platform going, I really want to listen to 400 AI generated country songs right now. It'll find its feet for sure, but it's a bit frustrating at the moment how it is. But well done Bandcamp for making a stand. But back to what I'm doing on this channel is making a record. I wanted to make an album for really quite a long time. Not really ever been quite sure what to make. I did a couple of solo records like over a decade ago, and did a couple of records with different bands before then when I was younger. But things have changed a lot, and my skills have changed a lot, and I'm kind of like I'd like to make another album, but I feel like as a producer and an artist, I've still got all these songs which are recorded, and those previous albums didn't really do anything, or I didn't really get behind it or do anything with them. So I feel like there's a lot of good songs that are just sitting there. And meanwhile, I've got 10 to 15 years more studio experience. I've got better equipment, gears come along, and so I think what I'm gonna be doing is making a record with 8 to 10 songs which I've written back then, which fit with me now, but I can record to, as high a standard as I possibly can. The aim is by the end of the year to get this record, on a piece of vinyl, and have an album I can put on my record player. That's my aim. And if I sell if a few people, even if one person was to grab that record, it would be amazing. So that's my kind of aim for that. And I want to document it on the channel and kind of include the whole experience, my thought process as I do it, and any challenges. Well, there's already been challenges, and just kind of wins I have along the way as well. One of which has been this Rhodes plugin, which should be doing a video on a little bit later in the week, all things going well, as long as I get that Rhodes track down. So yeah, that's really cool. It feels really nice to do that because it's also a nice step away from talking about AI content. It's actually making a record, and it's just really nice to share on this channel the whole experience of it. So that's what I'm kind of doing. Of course, there's going to be all the usual kind of stuff and plugin reviews and that kind of thing, but it's nice to actually document the album process. So a couple more things I've got on this list. One thing was changing Macs. Now, changing Macs, upgrading operating systems, the fun of the fair, big wins and challenges along the way. So my old iMac was really quite old, and I was starting to feel it. Um, I think maybe it might have had maybe 6 months or a year left, but what happens is because I was having plugin companies then saying, "Hey, check this out," and then them not necessarily being compatible, only just compatible, a bit like the Rhodes, it was getting a bit frustrating. Had my eye on an M chip for a while, Mac, but you know what it's like. Switching over computers, going on to a new operating system isn't anyone's dream. There was a lot of, license changing and all that kind of stuff and upgrading. Some of the things didn't go across so well. I mentioned about scuffum amps already in this live stream, but it's all in all been successful. Buddy of mine said the real headache's going to be the monitor, and I was kind of like, yeah, whatever, yeah, not too fussed about a monitor until I really started looking into monitors and realized, yeah, how right he was. Mac monitors are mad expensive. So I got a secondhand M chip Mac Mini, which is wonderful, by the way. If you're thinking about doing that leap from an earlier iMac or earlier computer and having a look at the M chips, they really are night and day. I mean, I'm a bit late to the party, but I tend to be a bit with tech because you pay through the nose if you're if you're first through the gates on these things. Um, but yeah, it's great. It's really, really good. But yeah, the monitors. I ended up. I've got just a quick, cheap second-hand monitor just to get things going, and looked into. I made a short about this. Was just looking into using old iMacs. Happened to have a 2012 iMac hanging around, which still works in. Now I'm going to remember display something mode. I can't remember exactly what it's called. But that enables you to use your old iMac as a monitor and DisplayPort mode. That's it. Very easy to do. Means you can use one of your older iMacs if you happen to have one as a monitor, which is not only great for not having to, I don't know, junk your iMac or because the 2012 ones may be worth 50 quid, but also the monitors on these, even the older ones, are so nice compared to what you're going to buy even for like a couple of hundred quid. So I was really pleased to be able to continue using this monitor, and they look lovely as well. So a bit of a win, but if you want to do that, I think it is specifically, well, I know it is. It's the 2011 to 2012s. I think are the only ones that you can run with the M chip with the display ports you could use as a separate monitor. If you want to know how to do that, the leads and stuff, I made a little short about it on the channel. But a little win for computers. Now everything's running smoothly. It took about a week. My friend said to me, take a week off. Take a week off and do it. And I was like, I'll do it in a couple of days. It took about a week. So many plugins and just checking everything ran smoothly. But I'm really pleased to get it done. So there we go. That's everything that's happened this end. It's been a quiet one on the chats this week. So if you're watching it after this has gone live, comment on this video below and I'll get back to you for sure. Any of the things I've talked about, or anything else that you want me to talk about. If you want me to do a live stream and advertise it a bit better, let me know as well, because I can do that too. And are there any big wins that you've had in your studio? Are you making an album? Have you checked out a plugin? Any of this stuff, any things that you want me to feature in videos this year, let me know in the comments box below. That's always welcome. Questions always welcome. I think that's about it. That's everything that's been going on really so far in 2026. I am going to actually, it looks quite tidy behind me, but I'm flanked by boxes, so I'm going to go and finish that off, and I'm going to start getting this Rhodes plugin in order so I can do a video for you guys later on this week. I hope you enjoyed this live stream, and have yourself a great day.